My bad. You got everything set up. Let me get one more thing set up and we ready to rock and roll, baby. Islam. We getting ready, man. We about to drop some bombs today, y'all. Check. Mic check. Thanks for the donation, Moors. Gratitude for everything that everybody do. And remember, man, when y'all send donations, Moors, please send me your email so I can send you pieces of literature, especially my books, Moors, please. So when you send a donation, please send me your email and say, hey, Noble, this is such and such Bay, this is such and such L, or this is such and such Ali, who, whatever title you want to give yourself. It's all peace with me. Send it to Goodman Khary, Khary, @gmail.com, for I can send you a PDF book. And you can at least have my books of science, so you won't get caught up in any pseudo academia or anybody coming to you lying about anything. So give me 1 second, cause I wanna Islam. I'll be having a whole bunch of stuff going on at one time, man. So I just wanna give gratitude to everybody. So please be courteous. Islam, Noble. Islam. That's all I gotta say. Let me say. Hold on. Okay, I got you, Noble. And I just want everybody to know, when you send donations, please send me your email to Goodman Khary, Khary, @gmail.com, for I can send you literature. I'm telling you, like today, I'm doing a special. You can get one of my books that I gatherly divine and prepare. Me and my Empress. My Empress prepared it for publication. You can get the Moorish America's Light of Ali and the Moorish Adapt Study Guide, the House of Ali Mysticism, the Egyptian Prophet and Angel. You can get that. Where I break it down very, 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 very simple interpretation of the divine creed of Moorish Islam. So you can know exactly what this science is all about. And you can compare it to what I'm saying. And you can have something to use. You just don't have to listen to a person with their own connotative, arbitrarily explanation of things. You have something to compare to. Also, my Sufism and the triple roles of the Adapt Chamber, featuring the Command and Adapt Manual and the use of the carpenter tools. And this is just 3 of my PDF books that I'm offering today. Also with one of the documents that I'm gonna just highlight. I'm not gonna speak on. Gratitude, Noble. Man, gratitude. Well, thank you, Noble. And you know what, man? That's what I be waiting for, when Moors can give our own brothers gratitude. Just like if it was you, Solomon, if you put out some literature and it's valid and it ain't coming from no arbitrary explanation, I got to give that brother the gratitude for putting that literature out for us. Islam. And the Sufism and the triple role of the Adapt Chamber, featuring the Command and Adapt Manual and the use of our carpenter tools. Everybody should have this. But I got 4 more books. And that's what I tell Moors. That's what I tell Moors. You can get 4 more books from me. I tell every Moor, a $40 donation, you can get all 7 of my books. I got a workout book. I got a coloring book. I got 7 books. And my new book, well, actually I got 3 more books. I got 20 books, but I'll be putting them out in series. So I got 3 more books getting ready to come out. I want to put them out for my birthday, but a lot of people asked me to put out the book about the feds. and just breaking it all the way down to the small molecule, and then building it back up exoterically and esoterically. And so I'm going to put that out for my brothers and sisters so they can stand on their square and not just standing with their feet out. And understanding that standing on with your square is understanding all the lower science of the fez. Because when you put that fez on your head, you're supposed to understand your divine instruction number 2. That's the lower level, the 32 and 33 degrees. And if a Moor or a Sheik, whoever they call themselves to be, they don't know that, there's no supreme wisdom. And that's no hate. So, like I'm saying, Moors, if you want all 7 of my books, I hit your Cash App before you came on and put my email in the notes. Islam, Noble, and whatever you donated, Noble, I'm telling you, if you donated just $10 for the teaching today, I'm going to send you not 2, I'm going to send you 3 PDF of my books. And I'm going to send you the document that I'm just going to touch a tittle on. Because remember, I know science. And a lot of times when they want to give you, how can I say, when a Negro or European centric academia, or when somebody want to, how can I say it, program learning or westernized or pseudo academia want to try to tell you something, they're going to chop it. And that's called editing. Just like when you look at certain news, it's edited for ratings. So I know when things are edited and rated. So once again, let me say what I'm saying. If you donated $10 today for the teaching, I want to be clear because I don't think Moors be understanding what I'm saying. If you donate $10 for today's teaching, you will get 3 copies of my book. You will get the Sufism, the Triple Roll of the Adapt Chamber, PDF. You will get the interpretation of the Divine Creed of Moorish Islam. And you will get the Moorish American Light of Ali, the Moorish Adapt Study Guide, the House of Ali Mysticism, the Egyptian Adapt Prophet and Angel. And you will get the document today, what I'm speaking on, how the 14th Amendment is unconstitutional in law. But if you want all 7 of my books, it's a $40 donation. Let me be clear again what I'm saying. I have a whole school that we meet Saturday and Sunday because a lot of things I don't want to share with the public, because a lot of things, if pertaining to our laws, we can do things privately. That's one of the things about the rights of the indigenous people and the religious rights of the indigenous people and the SF 181 form, and not giving away your rights for a miscule, for a tittle of garbage. So I want to be clear on that, Moors. So if you want all 7 of my books, like I said, it's a $40 donation. Cash App $KG Bay. If you want to learn systematically, I have a syllabus, and all my members, I hope the majority of my members have their books. I teach systematically. What I'm doing now is a lecture. So you cannot just take something that I'm saying today as all law, because it's just a fraction of the law that goes with the all law. Just like if you was going to a lecture and you're hearing someone speak on a particular subject. So if you join in late, all you should do is join in and listen. You shouldn't have nothing to say if you're just joining in and the lecture already has proceeded. So I want to lay some ground rules. If you want to learn science, law, and history systematically, you should want to become a student. And all you got to do is send your email to my email, and I will gladly send you a copy of our enrollment package and syllabus to our temple and school. The name of our school and temple is the Burning Bush Tabernacle, Moorish Science Temple and School. My curriculum is true Moorish science. I teach knowledge, order, rhythm, astronomy, astrology, and nature. I teach all levels of law. I teach the whole color of law. So you don't get caught up in someone just giving you a catchphrase or because they looked at one word or one phrase and highlighted it. That's not what we do. If you want to be a student, that means you must be willing to sacrifice something. And the problem that I have with most misnomer Negroes, black, and colors is we feel that our own brothers and sisters that's, how can I say it, consecrated and educated and anointed with not only the more science education, but the education of the world, why we can create our own institution to resurrect our brothers and sisters. That's the problem I have with misnomer Negro, blacks of color, and a lot of Moors that think they know something. So I want to make that clear. So that's one point, because the temple is not the damn building. So let's deal with this teaching. Let's deal with this teaching, please. So I want to, before I even get into the teaching, I want to illuminate one thing, and this is one of the documents that you're going to get if you donate it. You're going to get this document, because I say I don't have time to play around with people that's going to get our brothers and sisters caught up in garbage. I'm going to give you the document, but I'm not going to talk too much on it. So like I said, if you follow instructions, once you donate it, if you send your email to Goodman, Goodman, Khary, Khary, at gmail.com, I'm going to send you a document. A 14th Amendment document telling you it's unconstitutional, and all 3 of my books for your $10 donation. Tomorrow I'm gonna come live, and I'm gonna do another teaching, and I'm gonna offer you Black Laws and Bovier's dictionary that tell you a lot of stuff that I was lecturing yesterday. It's not even in certain dictionaries. And law and business, in law, I don't want you to get caught up in, how can I say it, linguistic apartheid. So I hope you follow instructions, please. So I'm not going to talk about that document, because I'm going to email it to you. So let's get in the subject at hand, please. Like I tell all my family, everybody that deal with me, why would you give your money to Amazon instead of dealing with your brother, and you can get those books on Amazon for a fraction or a tenth of the price and print them yourself from Office Max Staples, and you can help your brother. And you can help your brother build to resurrect us from scholarship. A lot of the books in history, man, I have books from early history, before the 1700s, Masonry, Kemetic science, Asia, which is Africa, to tell you all the science belonged to us. And the only reason why we don't know this is because a lot of us are not into this real science. So what we must do is elevate our brothers and sisters that's done the work and support it. That's the only way. So watch this. This is gonna be a great bill, and then we're gonna jump into what I want to show y'all. So I want to jump around this, but when people talk about the laws and understanding that it was 4 U.S. constitutions, y'all know that, right? Do anybody know that it was 4 U.S. constitutions? And so what I'm saying is, I, as a scholar, as an educator, as a historian, the art of war is understanding how everyone thinks. The art of war is not no gun. The art of war is understanding how to strategically defeat your opponent. And that's by planning. And that's by operation. So when I talk about these things, when I say as a scholar, as an adapt, as a sheik, as a historian, I must understand all law at all levels of history. So when I speak on a particular topic, I hope you follow in the context of what I'm speaking on, and not try to arbitrarily explain your connotative dogma because you don't understand the words that are coming out of my mouth. You must have clarity on the words that I'm saying, and you must understand subjectives and objectives. You must understand connotative and denotative explanation of things. So please understand the context of what I'm speaking when I'm coming from particular subjects at hand. Please, Morris. Please. So I'm telling you things that hasn't been taught in school, so we can use these avenues and we can use these so-called byproducts of this big particular bubble and use it to correct ourselves. And there was 4 U.S. constitutions. And these are the things that the Europeans, the Negro, blacks, and color, they speak on at Silicon Valley. When I get into my metaphysical science, when I say everything that you must get rid of, one thing you must keep is mathematics. And if you understand the science where I'm coming from, then you will understand where I'm going with these teachings, and with law, and with science, and with theory, and DNA. But the four constitutions, all having different names, 70 years apart, none of which apply to original so-called sovereign Americans, 14th Amendment, U.S. citizens, or free state nationals, non-resident aliens, etc. etc. means etc. and so on. The constitutions are bankruptcy, compacts between the state governments and federal government. No one else. They do not apply to you and me. And this is on their sites. This is on their pages. If you study law, you don't have to get mad. You don't have to go outside of the law. But I'm telling you things that where you can defend yourself in a proper manner and do things legally and lawfully. How? Defending the law. It's a thing in law. There's no excuse of not knowing the law in a court of law. So all government legislation and documents such as the constitutions are written in legalese, Legalese, words of art. Ask anybody. Ask any so-called Negro, black, or color under the British Annotated Registry. They'll tell you the 14th Amendment freed you. I'll tell you they lying through their damn teeth. Usually by attorneys. Legalese, the specialized language of the legal profession. Just like I said, in any science or any profession or any craft, there is a what? A language. And if you don't know the language, I will get you caught up in double talk or linguistic apartheid. I'm trying to tell you what I know. In other words, the definitions of numerous words used in their codes and statuses, etc., which mean etc. and so on, has entirely different meanings than when we were taught in school. So when a person tell you, all words have dual meaning, above it was below. Yeah, but depending on the context. Pertinent legalese definitions and meanings. Listen to what I said. I said pertinent legalese definitions and meanings. Compact, an agreement or contract. So a compact and legalese is an agreement or contract, usually applied to conventions between nations or sovereign states. I hope your ear is attuned. Constitutional conventions. That's in Black Law's Dictionary, first edition, 1891. And I also have the Bavarian's first edition. I'm trying to tell y'all. But you're going to let some fool that just put on the fez get you caught up and act like they some scholar because they put a stupid ass fez on. The fez don't make you, you make the fez. Because Hitler's regime wore the damn fez. Stop playing with me. And they studied the Quran. Stop playing with me. Confederation governments, the name given to the form of government which the American colonies, on shaking off the British yoke, devised from the mutual safety and government. The Articles of Confederation were finally adopted on the 15th of November, 1777, and the exception of Maryland, which, however, afterwards Moors also agreed to them, were speedily adopted by the Union of States, and by which they were formed into a federal body and went into force on the first day of March, 1781, and so remained until the adoption of the then bankruptcy Constitution, which acquired the force of the supreme law of the land on the first Wednesday of March, 1789, 5 wheat, hour 420, via Articles of Confederation. That's in the Bavaria's Law, revised 6th edition. Quote me. Tell me if I'm lying. You call yourself some attorney and somebody that's going to defend the people. You a damn lie. I'm telling you scholarship because I know these liars ain't put the work in. It takes a real scholar to do this work and to illuminate these teachings. The free Confederate government went bankrupt 8 years after its creation. Research it. Then resurrected its new bankruptcy compact, the Constitution for the United States of America. Constitutory. Constituere. Listen what I'm saying. To appoint, constitute, establish, ordain, or undertake, used particularly in ancient powers, or attorney, and now supplanted by the English word constitute. That's in Black Law's Dictionary, first edition, 1891. Now ask me, do you know what I just said? Ask them liars when they just say, oh, it says it in this. Well, tell them to explain it. They can't. They can't. Because a fool can't act smart. Only a smart person can act stupid. These fools getting you in colorable law. Want you to support them and show up in court to get you caught up in some RICO law. They get mad when I talk like that, but I don't give a damn. Constitute contracts. The constitution of a contract is the making of the contract as the written constitution of a debt. That's number 1, Bell's Commission, 332, 5th edition. That's in Bavaria's Law Revised, 6th edition. Tell me if I'm lying. Tell me if I'm lying. Anybody say I'm lying? Tell me if I'm lying. I bet you can't say, nope, he ain't lying. He's telling you the exactly truth. Because I know these cats gonna get you caught up and they all going to jail. That's the evidence. All they doing is giving these people evidence because they don't know law. They taking a tittle or something like a preacher do and getting your ass caught up in happy time. Constitutor. 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 In civil law. In civil law. One who, by a simple agreement, becomes responsible for the payment of another's debt. Let me say with this again. That's what I be telling these goofy Negroes are obligor. How? When you go to court and you sign a damn birth certificate or you say all this, what you did, you are an obligor. You did it willingly. You can always have proof. Proof is jurisdiction, but you let these goofball Negroes that don't know law get you caught up in colorable law and go get your ASS handed to you. Point blank, man. And the reason why I feel like this, because this is simple. This is elementary law, Moors. And the European will tell you exactly what I'm saying. So why would you go to them when your brother is right here? Everybody should be supporting what we're doing. Constitutor. In civil law, one who, by a simple agreement is going to a contract, and you go into a contract like, I ain't know, but you went into it. Let me give you an example in real time. Say you're a rapper, and before your music get really, really hot, the publishing company say, okay, we're gonna give you 20,000, and you sign over your publishing and your residuals for 20 grand, and then in 5 years your shit go multi-quadruple platinum. That's your dumb fault you didn't read the contract. If you were dealing with me, we would have read it all. But who am I? That's in Black Law's Dictionary, first edition, 1891. Ask them lying Negroes that. People, a state. Ask the people of the state of New York. A nation is the collective and political capacity. Just like I showed you how the temple set up. When these Negroes, when I say the temple has duality and y'all don't know the power and the words and the meaning and the context of words, but y'all let people play with y'all. Islam, I got you. And y'all let people play with y'all. Well, I'm going to tell you something. A nation in its collective and political capacity. That's 4, capital TR, dot 783, C6, PET dot S dot C, REP dot 467 dot dash. That's in the Bovier's Law Revised 6th edition. In Black Law's Dictionary, 1st edition, 1891. 1891. We the people means we, the states, which are or were nations in the republic. It does not include the living men or women, state citizens, U.S. citizens, non-residents, aliens, etc. As I'm going to demonstrate in more science as I get into the names and dates of the 4 U.S. bankruptcy constitutions. This is free information. This is liberation. Why should you let somebody pussyfoot around with you, excuse my candor, and have you show up in court and some colorable law talk about we should defend them and you don't even know what their case is about? That don't even make sense. You must know what you're getting into when you're defending a person. And I ain't defending no criminal or no murderer or nobody that say they some damn chic and know the law. They want to collect donations from people to get a paper trail. No, no, no. We're not going to allow that garbage. So 1789, 1793, the Confederate government files Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Research it. The Constitution for the underscore or United States of America. And in 1859 and 1863, federal government files Chapter 11 bankruptcy. See it. The Constitution of the, then it's in capital with an underscore or with a line under it. United States of America. All this stuff means something. If anybody know law, they'll be like, who you been talking to? And they'll be like, he's 100% valid. I'm telling you. And a lot of people that don't know what I just said, you missed it. 1929 to 1933, U.S. government files Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The Constitution of the then is united with a capital U and states. 1999 to 2003, U.S. government files Chapter 11 bankruptcy. And then it's in all caps. The United States Constitution. The T, the U, the S, and the C is all in caps. Quote me if I'm lying. Somebody correct me if I'm lying to you. You can't. 1789 and 1793, the Confederate government files Chapter 11 bankruptcy. The Constitution for the United, lowercase, and then they put in the capital S, States of America. I'm telling you, on February 21st, 1787, Congress called for a constitutional convention to be held in May to revise the Articles of Confederation. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Between May and September, the convention wrote the Constitution for the States United, which retained some of the features of the Articles of Confederation and gave considerably more power to the new federal body, Confederate government. And among these things, things that was included, the new Constitution allowed the government to tax the citizens of the sovereign United States. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. And the new federal body, Confederate government, was named what? The United States of America, being changed from the previous known as what? Several States United. Union of several states of the Union, sovereign states united, names and allies. There was an unpayable outstanding war debt among the Confederate government and sovereign states, and of 17 million silver lira from French banks, all due on December 1st, 1789. Therefore, a bankruptcy charter had to be drafted. All constitutions are bankruptcy charters, contracts, and compacts. On September 17th, 1789, 12 states delegates approved the Constitution. It was adopted in 1789 and amended in 1791. The states had thus became constitutors. Tell me I'm lying. Do you know what a constitutor is? Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. Yeah, I know. Constitutor in the civil law, one who by simple agreement becomes responsible or obligor or willing obligor, what I'm saying, responsible for the payment of another's debt. So say you say, yeah, this is my child. Well, now what you doing? You are responsible for child support. Tell me I'm lying, but you don't know. You think I'm just making shit up. I know law. That's Black Law's Dictionary, the 6th edition. The states were now liable for the debt owed to the French bankers, but the people of America were not. This in their books. The people are not a party to the Constitution because it was never put to them for a vote, nor were they signers of it. Therefore, no parties to the compact between the states and the government. But what you do things willingly. Why? Because of lack of wisdom. And my people are lost. Why? Due to a lack of knowledge. Talk to me. The states divided up the debt owed by the Confederate government to the French and placed rules on the government for whom they were sharing in repayment of this national debt. Therefore, the official year of the bankruptcy of the National Confederation government of the States United was 1789 through 1793, when the Constitution was adopted and finally ratified by all of the then states of the Union. Tell me I'm lying, Morris. Somebody talk to me. Somebody say Islam. Somebody talk to me, man. You should be getting, man, your hair should be boiling on your skin. This is illumination. I haven't even got deep in the teachings yet. I'm just giving you a tittle of what we're talking about. The Constitution, a bankruptcy compact, designated and limited the powers of the newly established National Confederate government and restricted its venue to a district not exceeding 10 miles square and areas purchased for force. Magazines, arsenals, dockyards, and other needful buildings. The Constitution is not an instrument for the government to restrain the people. It is an instrument for the states, people, to restrain the government. Are y'all listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth? You better get this stuff and dissect it. The judgment in the Paddleford case, it stated, and I quote, "But indeed, Moors, no private person has a right to complain by suit in court on the ground of a breach of the Constitution. The Constitution, it is true, it is a compact, but he is not a party to it." Did y'all just listen what I just said? Oh, so what I just said, when you give people jurisdiction over you, hold on, let me grab something and let me regurgitate. And I want you to let that resonate while I check on something and come back and tell me, do you understand what I just said? That's powerful what I just said, Morris. That's powerful. That's powerful. When you submit to something, you have no reason to, because of lack of the law. And if y'all look at the law cases, it's a case in law when it's saying you done came here not knowing the law, so I can do anything to you.
But you say that all the time. You got to win the out the door.
Yeah. And then when I speak on cases, and when I tell Morris to write everything that I say down, because when I be giving cases, I talk about specific things. Also, it's a precedent in law case in court where they don't have to tell you nothing. You should know this. And when they know that you know, they're not going to come with no colorable law. Why? Because you're going to know every way or every trick or the language of law to defend yourself. But that's a whole other subject. But the states are the parties to it, and they may complain. And if they do, they are entitled to redress. Research what redress is. Or they may waive the right to complain. That's in Paddleford, Fay and Company versus the mayor and alderman of the city of Savannah, Georgia. That's why you got to know all the law cases in each precedent, because every state have their own bylaws. And I know every state bylaws. That's why I say I know science. And I don't give a damn what somebody say. Just because they say it work here don't mean it work in their state. You better know. And you go to court and get your ASS handed to you. So Patrick Henry, he boycotted the Constitutional Convention of 1789 because, as he so eloquently put it, I smell a rat. And they suspected the worst out that contract. And the independent colonies that had thrived for over a century were to be heard under one consolidation government, a vast government apparatus founded not on liberty, but on the bureaucracy or the bureaucratic dreams of monarchists and mercenaries. like Alexander Hamilton. Excuse my candor. So I want to jump around this because I got way more to go. We only 30 minutes in. Thanks for the donations. It's Cash App $KG Bay. And I gotta say what my people be saying. I'm on a whole nother platform here with my people in Michigan at the temple. They like, Noble, all the signs you giving, it's what, 13, 4, 5, 6, 16 people on here. He like, everybody should have gave $5 or $10. Everybody should have gave. And I'm just saying what people say. And I agree. That's what I be telling more. They say they go to temples, and I know damn well you ain't learning nothing. You should all share these teachings at your temple, and we should come together. That's the only way. Get out of your ego and your pride and your lower self. That's lower self. So from 1859 to 1863, the federal government files Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Right? Lincoln also funded the Rothschild instigated and mostly funded Civil War with greenbacks and by issuing war bonds. Y'all know that? No, you don't. That was the T-bills, which essentially put the national Confederate government into bankruptcy. And that would happen in February 25th, 1863. Research it. So the de facto, in fact, or in effect, Moors, whether by right or not, the corporate U.S. government in Washington, D.C. began with the Gettysburg Address in 1864, thereby reforming it into a federal government. Research it. One of the funding schemes used was to so-called the 1040 bonds. And these bonds were to run not less than 10 years, no more than 40 years at 7.13% interest. To collect the interest on these 1040 bonds, a form 1040 was used by the government. Y'all know what a 1040 is, don't y'all? Your Social Security, but that's later, but you don't hear me. By 1864, the value of these bonds had dropped to 39 cents on the dollar. In 1861, to collect the interest of these 1040 bonds, Congress created the Bureau of International Revenue. So do you think it was just a coincidence? Or do you think that maybe the interest was never paid and we're still using the form today to pay it? So when people say, oh, it's just black slaves, no, everybody's slaves. When I tell you white cargo, when I tell you they were white and they were slaves, you got to understand the science of what I'm saying. You got to understand the science of what I'm saying and continue to dig. Get out of one layer. It's a multiple or a plethora of layers that you get to before you even get to the meat of the potatoes. Excuse my candor. Instead of for those vegans. I have fun with these teachers because I love what I do. But the original union of the several states government in Philadelphia, which are the PA files, Chapter 11, giving ownership of all of the federal body, Confederate government assets to the international bankers. Tell me I'm lying. So to handle this bankruptcy, the comptroller of the Treasury was created in 1863. So what does a comptroller do? A comptroller, C-O-M-P-T-R-O-L-L-E-R. Somebody tell me what a comptroller do. And then I'm gonna tell you what it do. So you can understand where I'm going with this. Come on, y'all. We teaching, we in school. This is the United of Asia. Come on, man. What is a comptroller? Somebody tell me what a comptroller consists of. Come on, watch. And I'm gonna tell you when I say this is all a game. And you're gonna let somebody play a game with you when they say they got this and they got that. Okay, I hear you. So do y'all know what a comptroller consists of? Especially a comptroller of the Treasury. They were created in 1863. So what does a comptroller do? Somebody talk to me. Somebody share something with me. He or she. What's those particular duties? Break it down for me, Morris. Real fast. And tell me if I'm lying to you. when you get caught up with all these people, just like in business and in the stock market, they get you caught up in colorful stuff. The stock market will never crash. It adjusts. I'm telling you what I know. And it adjusts like the weather. The weather don't crash. The weather adjusts itself. Just like when I say it never was a time when man was not. It never was a time when the world wasn't. But that's on a whole nother molecular science. Once you understand your Akasha records and once you understand how the world works, you don't get caught up in B to the Izzy S. And I gotta have fun with what I'm saying. I'm waiting for somebody to tell me what these things are and what a comptroller consists of. And it is a comptroller of the Treasury. And it was created in 1863. So do y'all know what does a comptroller consist of, or what's a comptroller duties? Do y'all know what a comptroller duties is? Yes or no? Or somebody please explain it real fast on here. If not, I'm gonna jump right into it. You don't have to say it, just say yes. And when you say yes, then I mean you looked it up. Excuse me, Morris. Hold on. Yep. Let's see if I can look up what a comptroller is. I've been waiting. I'm waiting. You looked it up? Anybody pull up what a comptroller is? Like when I be telling more, if it's words that I speak of and you don't know what they are, and then somebody else can come and they try to arbitrarily explain what those words mean, and you haven't took the due diligence to look those words up and correct that garbage what they saying, I think that's an inflicted gunshot wound. So do we know what a comptroller is? Yes or no? Before we moved on, do we know what a comptroller is? Yes or no, Morris? I'm a real person. Say yes or no before I can explain it. If not, we'll move on. Thank you. But that's a little bit. But I always like to when you give it to me all the way, when you give it to me all in the context of what I'm saying instead of a line. But yes. So a comptroller in bankruptcy, an officer. Remember I said in bankruptcy, an officer whose duty is to receive from the trustee in each bankruptcy. So when I be talking about what type of trust to go in, when people be all getting excited, oh, I got this trust, I'm like, okay. But when you involve people, especially when you involve attorneys that work for the state, you involve people in your trust. You played yourself because you don't know law. But that's a whole nother teaching. But it's to receive from the trustee in each bankruptcy his accounts and periodically statements showing the proceedings in the bankruptcy, and also to call the trustee to account for any misfeasance, negligence, or omission in the discharge for the duties. That's in Bouvier's Law Edition, 1910. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. You can't. And that's what I've been telling Moors. I'm like, man, what you just did is you just involve somebody in your so-called trust fund that you think you know something because some Negro just told you some goofy stuff. And they ain't gave you nothing to compare to. So if somebody give you one thing, that's program learning because you haven't compared it to nothing else. So you think that one thing is valid. And I say that's a problem. So if the government is bankrupt, who is the trustee? And the answer for us by congressional record in March 17th, 1993, volume 33, page 133, the following is from that record. And I quote, Mr. Trafficant asked and was given permission to revise and expand his remarks. Mr. Trafficant, Mr. Speaker, we are here now in chapter 11. Members of Congress are official trustees presiding over the greatest reorganization of any bankruptcy entity in the world history. The U.S. government, the United States government, is in bankruptcy, and Congress are the trustees. That's right. Islam, Noble. Islam, Noble. Thanks for the donation. And like I said, I know my members on here. Please give a donation, Morris. And it is a legal maximum that a bankrupt is civilly dead. That means that Congress cannot legally make positive law in bankruptcy. Research what positive law means, because they have no legal standing. The Confederate government and the federal government have been in Chapter 11 bankruptcy from 1789 and today, and sits at the pleasure of the commander-in-chief, waiting to do his bidding. You ain't got to listen to me, man. I'm just regurgitating the law that they speak of. This is their law. And if I'm saying anything wrong, somebody tell me I'm making some up. If I'm making some up, somebody tell me I'm making some up. Because another noble just said everybody should be giving donations. Because everything you saying, you illuminating everybody. Thank you, Noble. I appreciate the love. Thank you, Noble. A noble just said you shouldn't even be doing what you're doing for these donations, because Negroes will never get it. I'm on a whole nother platform. He like this, and I'm telling you, like, this law that you giving is illuminating. I'm telling y'all. He like, I done went to college and think I got a degree in government and never heard of this stuff. And he like, I'm looking up this stuff while you go on. This is illuminating. I'm telling you what I know for a fact. And then when I come back and come to my people, they won't even give donations. That's sad to me, man. 1929 and 1933. U.S. Government files 11 bankruptcy. The Constitution in all caps. Since the creation of the Federal Reserve System, the U.S. government corporation had paid its loans to the FRS with lawful money exchangeable for gold, once again became insolvent and could no longer retire its debt. So what am I saying? This paper ain't backed by nothing. You can't make coins. Coins are minted, but you don't hear me. That's why they got a change shortage, but whatever. And President Roosevelt, he effectively dissolved the de facto United States government corporation by declaring the entity bankrupt and insolvent under Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Research it for yourself. I'm giving you public law. I'm giving you free information. Just like the previous 1871 de facto federal government, a new corporate entity began. And the newer U.S. government, you have comptroller and bankruptcy controllers of the hand and a state. You damn right, Noble. Islam. And we have that if we organize ourselves the right way. But people don't understand. We going back into the constitutional fold. They ain't listening. And this newer U.S. government corporation and all of its assets became property of the international bankers whom controlled the FRS. And the bankruptcy started in 1929. Roosevelt came into office and immediately declared a banking holiday. Tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. If I'm lying, I'm dying. And under the Emergency Banking Act of March 9th, 1933, 48 Statute 1, Public Law 89-719, expressed in Roosevelt's Executive Order 6073 and also 6102 and also 6111 and also 6260, the Trading with the Enemy Act, the House Joint Resolution 192, since repeal, Public Law 73-10 of June 5th, 1933, 31 USC 5118, confirmed in Perry versus the U.S. 1935. 294, capital US 330-381-79, capital L.ed 912, as well as 31 US C 5112, 5119, sitting reported 93-549, and 12 USC 95 lowercase a, which made all obligations, public or private, no longer collectible in gold. I hope you just said this is free information that I just dropped on y'all. How to look up these precedent law cases. Everybody should be saying Islam. Everybody should be rocking with what I'm saying. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things. I stand on the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Stop playing with me. All of America's gold was confiscated 2 months prior to be turned into the local FRS branch by May 1st, 1933, and therefore no real money existed from that point. And this eliminated our ability to pay our debts. Tell me I'm lying. Instead, all debts, public or private, were to be discharged upon payment, dollar for dollar. Dollar for dollar. Just like when you work, you ain't made no profit, you ain't listening to what I'm saying. In any coin or currency, which at that time of payment is legal tender for public and private debts. Fed created and lent into circulation Federal Reserve notes, promissory notes, which are promises to pay real money if any and ever existed again. Just like when you go to college and you sign a promissory note, you ain't listening to me. And that became the legal tender. But you're going to let somebody get you with scare tactics. I'm telling you what the hell I know. As of October 27, 1977, a federal U.S. Court of Appeals ruled on Title 31, USC 5118, that legal tender for discharge of debts is no longer required. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Somebody right now get up here, any stupid ass attorney or anybody under the British and Attorney Registry, tell me I'm lying. And I say, you a liar. Point blank. Point blank. All free American nationals residing with the Republic of State suddenly and falsely were expatriated. Expatriated. Wow, from their birth certificates and explained in these science when I talk about status without their knowledge of consent. Everything you got to have consent. And their labor, souls, children, property, sweat, equity, credit became the financial collateral for the public debt, which had then been converted into a public trust. Public, not private, public. When I say take your ass out of public and put yourself in private, but you ain't listening. Which had been scripted after the ancient Roman trust. Tell me I'm lying. Any goddamn person that talk about their attorney under the British and Attorney Registry, tell me I'm lying. You know I'm telling the truth. Script, SCRIP, money, or negotiable debt instruments was issued by a private corporation, which is owned by a group of Sabbatean European Jewish bankers, and which is known to everybody as the Federal Reserve System. This their books. This their books. When I say when you a scholar, you can come from scholarship. You ain't got to come from no, oh, I think I know. I'm telling you, I know for a damn fact. And I don't care if you don't like me. Period. Thanks for the donation. Another more just said, man, I'm learning so much. I done been in the temples and I done been in college and I ain't know none of this you saying. Gratitude to you more and your family. Gratitude to you too, Noble. Gratitude to you, Noble. But these promises notes were called Federal Reserve notes. And our future treatment by the U.S. government was to be redefined in 1933 under 50 USC, the 1970 trading with the Enemy Act 5 in parentheses B, in which American citizens are now defined as an enemy of their government. Did y'all just hear what I just said? Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Let me go back. The U.S. government was to be redefined in 1933 under 50 USC, the 1917 trading with the Enemy Act 5 in parentheses B, in which American citizens are now defined as, and I quote, an enemy of their government. And this is the reason why a declaration of war is renewed yearly by Congress and the president. Tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Any Negro in the army right now, anybody tell me I'm lying. And you know I'm telling you the truth. You just don't know. The National Banking System, the Act. The National Banking System Act. Public Law 73-1 in the 73rd Congress, Section 1, Chapter 1, March 9th, 1933. Executive Proclamation 2038, March 6, 1933. Executive Proclamation 2039, March 9th, 1933, and Executive Order 6073, 6102, 611, 6260 proved that in 1933, the United States government, under the executive privilege of the original martial rule, beginning when Congress was Sindai, S-I-N-E, die. You got to understand what these words mean. March 27th, 1861, it went bankrupt. A new state of national emergency was declared, under which the United States citizens, lowercase citizens, were named as the enemy to the government and the banking system as per the provisions of the Trading with the Enemy Act of 1917. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. And you're going to let somebody get you in some colorable law B to the S. Somebody tell me I'm lying right now. Somebody get on here right now and tell me I'm lying. You can't. Americans became serfs, S-E-R-S. Thank for the donation. Serfs, chattel property, and enemies of the international banking cartel and the U.S. corporate government. And they were expatriated from free American nationals into U.S. citizens. Legal term, citizens, means what? Subject, i.e. serfs, S-E-R-F. Somebody tell me I'm lying. S-E-R-F. Research what I'm telling you. The original Constitution for the United States of America is not still in place, and it was a federal bankruptcy compact among the sovereign states that had chosen to act together in the international arena. Somebody tell me I'm lying. They don't teach your kids international law. I'm going to teach your kids international law. I'm going to teach you this science. Bankruptcy compacts the last 70 or so years of international law, and it was not applicable to any man or woman sovereign back then, as they were not signers or parties to the contract. Are you listening? Negro, blacks, and colors wasn't parties to the contract. So if you were more, I say we do things legally and lawfully. You should know every damn thing I'm saying, especially if you were some fake ass sheik. And it most certainly has or had nothing to do with any U.S. citizen. I promise you. Because if any U.S. citizen understand what I'm saying, you would be ticked and pissed to the highest ticktivity and to the highest pisstivity. Point blank, man. And the original Constitution was only applicable to the Confederate Republic, the form of government in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and the foreign states and nation. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. 1999, 2003, the U.S. government files Chapter 11, bankruptcy. And then it's in all caps, the United States Constitution. Walk with me. When they kept changing over and over, walk with me so you understand what I'm saying. Are you seeing a pattern yet, Morris? Most Negroes don't. Previous, the U.S. government Chapter 11 bankruptcies have been filed using new Constitution bankruptcy compacts, 1789, 1793, 1859, 1863, 1929, 1933, 1999, 2003. Are y'all following what I'm saying? All of them approximately 70 years apart. Walk with the pattern. Walk with the gematria. When I tell you, if you're a scientist, get rid of everything except mathematics. Just as international law allows for a collection of government debts, as the previous bankruptcy constitutions became uncollectible, the globalist cause, it causes war so as to get the debtor or that debtor nation into what? Enormous amount of new debt. So their payments continue for another 70 or so years. September 11th, per se, 2001, the so-called War on Terror. Start doing the time frames. Chapter 11 bankruptcy filing took place the days after September 11, 2001, during the banking holiday between September 12th and 14th, 2001. Y'all ain't listening to what I'm saying, man. Y'all ain't listening. Y'all are not listening.
Every 70 years, they do the same thing just so we can renew the debt.
You see that? That's what happened. Because when I talk about, so for instance, when people say the stock market crashed, the stock market never crashed. The stock market has a certain pulse. The stock market just adjusts itself to what? To the temperature that happened during those times. So once you follow the trend, once you follow the market, you understand nothing never crashes. It adjusts itself based to what? The market. Based to what? What happened before.
Oh, history repeats.
Come on. Come on. Come on. Talk to me, Moors. Islam, and I'm just an hour in. That took an hour. Now we about to get into these teachings. Islam, man. Now we about to get into some history. When I said I'm getting ready to go back to Michigan, and I'm gonna be there for about a month, and I'm getting ready to do a lot of leg work. When I tell people to look at certain, this is the thing what I tell people about law and history. All you got to do is be a student. No disrespect to nobody. No disrespect to you, Noble. No disrespect to first know thyself. Where are the documents which evidence the several bankruptcies? All my students have them. No disrespect to you, Noble. No disrespect to you. But I'm saying the way I teach people, all I'm doing here is giving lectures. And I done the work on all levels. And all my students have it. So if my brothers, if you want to be a student, that's how I give it. I'm just on here giving lectures to the people. No disrespect to you. So please respect me when I'm giving this science. I'm not here to just break everything down miscule by miscule. Because that means I'm your teacher and I'm giving it all to you. And so as a student, as an educator, the only way is to learn systematically. Because I don't want you to get a piece of something and think that's all law. So I want to be clear with that. $KG Bay. $KG Bay. So I want to be clear with that. I never give people law and history because I'm not a person in legal counsel. So I'm never going to just give a person something for they can feel they can try to defend themselves or think I said something. They can take a piece of what I said and then take it to court and go to jail. That ain't what I'm saying. So I never give specifics. I'm saying if you're into the science and you call yourself a sheik, you should know what I'm saying because this is free information. And everything I'm saying, under my auspices, all of my students have it and can defend themselves in law because the history is there. That's what I'm saying. And so if a person want to learn what I just said, I teach systematically. And so I ask everybody that's dealing with me, please be courteous to me. Because when a person get in trouble, the first thing they do is go pay a European or a Jewish or European to get themselves out of trouble. And then when our own brothers and sisters create institutions, we feel we can't give donations and we feel our brothers and sisters should just give them everything. But when you get in trouble, you'll go pay a European to get you out of trouble. I think that's stupid. I think you should deal with a brother so where you won't get in trouble. I think that's smart. I think that's smart. And when a brother just want to ask a whole bunch of questions, I feel that's no dedication because I can't just tell you something because it takes all of it. And it takes a particular type of dedication. And the only way to know law is to study law. You can't study law following me. I tell people this every day. You cannot learn law just by listening to me one time. I teach law. I teach all color law. And we break these things down and we have conversations. So if you want to learn law and different aspects of law and different precedent in law cases and doc numbers and Free Information Act and all these things when it's pertaining to nationality, the only way I can deliver this to any individual is you must be willing to be a student. That's the only way. But I can't give you this. And I can say this. And then I'm going to go on with the next part of the teachings. It's a difference from code and policy. And code and policy have to draw itself from something. And code and policy have to draw itself from law. So what I be telling people, when you showing up defending people in court and you don't know what they're going for, and you be caught up in that RICO law because you didn't take the time to do the due diligence of what they were saying, that means you contempt the court. And rule number 1 is in the court of law, there's no excuse of not knowing the court of law. So what I tell people, code and policy is not law. I give this information to my students. Yep, we have private teachings because a lot of stuff is for private. And when I tell Moors, I say, just be respectable to me. Because I didn't, like I said, if a more don't like what I'm saying, all they have to do is exclude themselves from my page. That's simple. And I would do it myself. I would exclude anybody from my page. That's why a lot of Moors on here, that's my students, they write names down. But I teach this, and a lot of things are not just for the general public. I don't want nobody to take my words out of context. That's what I'm saying. But I will give one law, and that's the U.S.C 1324 law. Research that. And it's also in history, which all my students have. It's a copyright law, and it's for research and scholarship. When somebody's putting, just like, and I'm gonna use this for explanation. Just like IG have these fake ass fact checkers, and they have fact checkers, and then you'll let somebody try to fact check things, but they ain't gonna tell you where their information came from, and they're not gonna prove that your science is pseudo. Well, with me as a scholar, we do things that's agreed upon in pseudo, and we deal. It's a thing called peer-reviewed scholarly research. So it's a copyright law that you can talk about anything. Oh, I already said that. I already said that, Noble. I said some of my students on here, all you have to do is inbox me, goodmancurry@gmail.com. Salim or somebody put my information on there, and I inbox you the syllabus and the enrollment package and what it consists of. That's very simple. No disrespect, Noble. I didn't understand. That's why I said you have to be clear with me, because I explain everything, and if you're not clear with me, then I'm gonna explain based on what I think you're talking about or what I understand and how the words that you delivered to me. So I wasn't clear on what you were saying, so forgive me. But to illuminate the subject of what you were saying, all you have to do is send an email to Goodman, KHARY@gmail.com, which one of my students and my members and my brothers put on here, and I'll send you a copy of the syllabus and the enrollment package and what it consists of. So, if that answered that, then Islam. Islam? Did I answer that? And all my members got a law, the 14th Amendment, showing you that it's unconstitutional. And all these brothers talk about they sheiks, they be lying to you because they're not gonna give you the science. I give you all the high science, and all I ask for is donations. Somebody, one of my, hey Celine, would you please repost it? It's goodmancurry@gmail.com. GOODMAN Curry@gmail.com. That's what it is. Celine, would you please repost it for me, Noble? And all I would do is, there you go, gratitude, Celine. And all I do is send you a copy of the syllabus and enrollment package. And like I tell people, I know we in a trying time, but it is a financial obligation. And I break things down to show you how we can afford things easily. I'll break it down easy in small increments. And we're learning, we're an institution. And so everything that I teach, especially my history and law civics, it can be used in college. So everybody that donated $10, please send a email, goodmancurry@gmail.com, so I can send you 3 PDF copies of my book, and I can send you that 14th Amendment law. Please, that's the only way you're gonna get your books. That's the only way you're gonna get them. If you just send a donation and you don't follow it, there's no way I'm gonna send you the PDFs. I want to be clear on this. I gotta be clear. And before I get into this teaching, when you give donations, that's not for you to come on and be a member and look at our Zoom teachings. I have enough teachings on YouTube that I've done. I have over 500 teachings on YouTube that should give you enough insight to want to be a part of what we're doing, and on IG. So I just have to say that, because I don't understand why our own people don't think scholarship and education is worth something, and we'll go give our money to people that don't mean nothing to us. So the first question, so I got to recap on things. Like the other day, I didn't record the lecture, but it's on my YouTube page. I showed you how the Willie Lynch letter is bullcrap. I showed you how the language don't even make sense. And when they did that in the Million Man March, they lied to everybody. The language don't fit for the time period. All of it's pseudo. The Willie Lynch language, the Willie Lynch later is pseudo academia. I promise you. Also, Stolen Legacy by Gerald Massey, the European. Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, all that's bullcrap. My brothers and sisters that's in these Greek fraternities talk about they some Greek gods. That's garbage. Point blank. The European will tell you that. Also, the movie Roots all come from a European Harold Colander of the African. All that pseudo academia, all made up. And Alex Haley got sued. Alex Haley talk about Kunta Kinte as his ancestors, all that garbage. He all lied. Yeah, George G.M. James, I'm sorry. Yeah, George G.M. James, my bad. I'm talking about Gerald Massey of the Natural Genesis and all the other books that he did. But yeah, George G.M. James. But I'm thinking about Natural Genesis, and then I'm thinking about Albert Churchward of the Science and Symbols of the Primordial Man that tell you all this science is ours. And all my members have these books because I have a library. And that's what comes with us. We have a full library where we do history, civics, law, science, business, agriculture. And that's how we build our own institution. So the first book I'm going to get back into when I tell more is, I know a lot of people when I do lectures and a lot of my teachings are at universities because I don't have time arguing with Negroes and things and trying to prove a point in a pissing contest. When I ask more, they say they got this and they got this, and I say, well, are you reading it? And then you look at their life. In real life they operating as Negroes. They operating as Negroes because they haven't adapted to nothing that they reading, and then they doing everything by themselves. And so I deal with science and I deal with history and I deal with building because I'm a business and I'm a boss, and I teach all my people how to be bosses. And once we understand that, then we operate like that and understand that we are a business and we walk synchronized out the house. So a lot of my brothers that's in Michigan, which I'm getting ready to go back to Flint to do. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I'm gonna be there for about a month. Like I said, it's a more science temple there, but I'm getting ready to go and resurrect my own, the Burning Bush Tabernacle Science Temple in school. I got 40 Moors there, so we're getting ready to go establish something. We getting ready to do our, our inauguration. And those brothers I'm gonna be doing things with them because I said I do everything private. And I told y'all, we're moving. I resurrect, and I tell Morris, I'm not gonna join nothing, but you can be a part of me, and your brothers and sisters can join what we doing. But I'm not gonna put my thing on the side to be part of no Negroes. No disrespect to nobody. We got to come together under the right auspices. Point blank. So I asked a lot of brothers in history. I said, do you know what the Jim Crow Museum consists of? And these are a lot of brothers that got degrees in African American history. No. And I said, well, the Jim Crow Museum is in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And I'm going to do a whole lecture of it when I go back. So I'm going to show y'all what they thought about the Negro. When I say black. When I say black, I say, man, black wasn't even a thought back then. When we talk about it, when we talked about the Willie Lynch, when I did that lecture, black wasn't even back then. We were talking about Negro, and under this, the Negro was the slave. So I'm gonna highlight this book, but then I'm gonna highlight watermelons, nooses, and the straight razors of the Jim Crow era, and what they thought about your black bleep 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 when these Negroes going around calling themselves Negro, black, and colored. So I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna go back to this one first because I'm gonna take time with this. I'm gonna take time with this to let you know where this is history. Why are you gonna let somebody say your history and your freedom is connected to some stupid ass blackness? That's garbage. Your history and your freedom is connected to a nationality and your divine creed. That make you a complete fifth. Point blank. Point blank. Anybody, all these fake scholars, me and my dad were just talking about it. My dad is an elder. He like, I'm so pissed, son, everything you illuminating. He said, all these scholars, they've been lying to us. He like, everybody should be supporting what you're doing, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And that's what I'll be saying. These elders, these people that I'm resurrecting, old people, when I say I got private donors, and when I'm gone, I'm gone. Members, y'all, Saturday we getting ready to have some illumination. When I show y'all what we can do, what we can have, everything is going to be a one-stop shop. I'm telling you, we got to take over. But anyway, But anyway, I'm telling y'all, well, this is real stuff. And what I got going on, all of us, my members, when I say we all stakeholders, we can produce everything, all our clothing, everything. This is something old I made 5 years ago. We do things for ourselves. But I want to talk about something. When all these Europeans control our history, I'm going to show y'all something. I just got to highlight it. This is what the Europeans saying. I'm going to give a little highlight in chapter 1. When he talked about when the Europeans said, why I collect racist objects. As for me, I raced around the dumpsters collecting discarded white and colored signs, thinking they would be of some interest to posterity in a museum of horrors. This Stetson Kennedy. This is what he says, and I'm going to give his little highlight in the introduction, and I'm going to keep going. I am a garbage collector. This is what he called this, garbage, racist garbage. For 3 decades, I collected items that defame and belittle Africans and their American descents. And they American descents. It didn't say African descents. It said they American descents. Y'all ain't listening to me. I have a parlor game, 72 picture of party stunts from the 1930s. One of the game cards instructs players to go through the motions of a colored boy eating watermelon. The card shows a dark black boy with bulging eyes and blood red lips eating watermelon as large as he is. The card offends me, but I collected it and thousands of similar items that portray blacks as coons, toms, sambos, mammies, pickaninnies, and other dehumanizing racial caricatures. I collect this garbage because I believe and know to be true that the items of intolerance can be used to teach tolerance and promote social justice. I bought my first racist object when I was 12 or 13. This is a European. My memory of that event is not perfect. It was the early 1970s in Mobile, Alabama, the home of my youth. The item was small, probably a mammy salt shaker. A mammy salt shaker. I'm sorry, because when I was showing my Empress this, she got mad. But I am getting mad. I said, this is the stuff that we speak on. And this is how we correct this garbage for all these misnumbered educators call themselves Negro, black, and colored. It must have been cheap because I never had much money. And it must have been ugly because after I paid the dealer, I threw the item to the ground, shattering it. It was not a political act. I simply hated it. And if you can hate an object, I do not know if it scolded me. He almost certainly did. I was what folks in Mobile, blacks and whites, delicately referred to as a red nigger, a projective term for light-skinned African. So this is the first picture. That's the nigger ink. Y'all see that? I mean, the nigger milk. Look at that nigger milk. Y'all want some nigger milk? And I'm not laughing for a particular reason. I'm laughing because we don't know this. And my dad was crying. And my dad's 74. This is what I'm saying. And this is why my dad say, son, when I say my family support what I'm doing. Period. And then the nigger milk. That it was a cartoon. And it was relatively common through the 1920s. This was common through the 1920s. And then Europeans get mad when we show what they've done. When the Albions don't get mad at me. And then I'm going to show you a picture above. I'm going to show you a picture above. And I'm going to show you these mammy objects are similar to the first ones that he purchased and destroyed. So here go these mammy figures that the author saying that he found and he destroyed. Oh, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Yeah. Yeah. So let's deal with it. I don't apologize for a damn thing. If my life be took today for what I say, I don't give a damn. Negro, blacks, and color killed my brother or killed Jelani Goodman Bay. Do y'all think I give a damn? No disrespect to nobody. I stand strong on what I believe. A Negro killed my baby brother. Do you think I'm afraid of any damn thing? You got to be crazy. Speaking the truth has no size. I ain't making this up. I spoke just like this when I got my degrees, and I stand on truth, and I mean it. Who y'all think they're in the museums seeing your history when I say the European understand what I'm saying? The only person that don't know what I'm saying is a damn Negro. Stop playing with me. And when I go around Europeans, they look at me as a god, no disrespect. And when I tell you I'll never die poor and broke, trying to convince some Negro who they are, I don't have no time for that or no patience. Our scholars and historians have been telling us who we are for centuries and decades. I'm just resurrected in the damn flesh. That's it. And so I'm going to read a topic. On top is the Jolly Nigger. I'm going to show y'all the pictures. On top is the Jolly Nigger. The banks were made throughout the late 19th and early 20th century. They are caricatures, representations of nigger minstrels. And then the bottom picture is the 10 little nigger boys. It's called the 10 little nigger boys. They went out to die. Why? Because they compared Negroes to dogs. Just like DOG backwards, dog. Y'all ain't listening to me. And the bottom, during the Jim Crow period, it was not unusual for Americans to name their darkly colored pets niggers, dogs. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Yeah. That's why I'm telling you, we are what? We are the gods in what book? Every book. Point blank. Tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. And back then, they Europeans, Albions, whatever you want to connotate them, they named their colored dogs niggas. Tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. They can't. ISIS? Yeah, keys, man. Yeah, I had to go with that. But do y'all understand what I'm saying? So here go the picture. Thank you for the donation, Morris. Cash App $ KG Bay. There you go, in your face. Right in your face. Tell me I'm lying. I ain't done. So then I'm going to show the Cars from 72 picture. The party stunts. A 1930s parlor game. And I'm going to show you the pictures. I'm going to read the caption. I'm going to show you. The first caption, it shows how hungry Color Boy will go for a roast chicken. And I don't want to laugh, but I'm telling y'all, man, this is how they play you. And then the other one, it says, look how a nigga go through the motions, a Color Boy eating watermelon. I'm sorry, man. Hey, look, I don't want to laugh, but I'm telling you, I got to. Because this is what they say a nigga is. This is what they say a nigga. You want to go, oh, I'm a nigga. Oh, I'm black man. This is what they say your ass right here. Don't get mad at me, man. Then I'm going to show you the Gold Dust twin. Characters of Goldie and Dusty were the faces of gold dust washing products and became one of the earliest brand-driven trademarks in America advertising. Because they saying your skin some bull crap. When I show you how in Africa, in the African continents, how all our people trying to bleach their damn skin. But in the biblical scriptures, God ain't never cursed nobody's skin black, but they curse with leprosy. They not only curse that people, they curse them, they whole generations. And you gonna talk about your black skin to curse? You got to be a damn fool. You got to be a damn fool. The great God Allah never cursed nobody's skin black, but he did curse somebody with leprosy and their children. Y'all better talk to me. Y'all better talk to me. This ain't nothing racist. I'm telling you what the science say. period. Oh, so now I'm going to show y'all something. On top is a license plate from the 1930s, mocking Lyndon B. Johnson presidential campaign slogan, all the way with LBJ. And then the bottom one I'm going to show y'all is the many segregated signs that were common during the Jim Crow era. When it says no niggers, no Jews, no dogs. They talking about you because you the nigger, you the Jew, you the dog. You don't know that. You the God. What God saying backwards? What dog spelling backwards? Gods. You are the Jews, the Igbo and the Igbo. Y'all ain't listening. And then bottom, this is one of the signs I showed you. It was in the 2000s. It's also the name of a play by John Henry Redwood. This was a play by John Henry Redwood. Research it. Tell me if I'm lying or not. And it's set in Halifax, North Carolina, in the late 1940s. A lot of your parents was born in the 40s. And it dramatizes the victimization of an African American family. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. And you gonna let somebody call you a Negro, talk about your freedom is connected to your blackness. They could miss me with that garbage. And I can stand on scholarship with that and say that eloquently with a silver tongue. Let me give you some other of this coon ass mess. One of the early 1900s games that used black Americans as targets. Yeah, but they don't want to talk about this. Wait till I go back to the Jim Crow Museum in Grand Rapids and show you everything that I'm saying is valid. But you want to call yourself a nigger. You want to call yourself an African American, black. Yeah, well, this is what they thought about your black bleepity bleep. Tell me I'm lying. Somebody right now tell me, somebody right now here tell me I'm lying. Somebody right now here tell me I'm lying. Don't get mad at the history. Don't get mad at it. We got to correct this. I'm going to show you this paper is a sign that was used in the 1920s to advertise for rock breakers. Don't get mad at me, y'all. I ain't even got into the other book yet. But you want to call you now. When I tell you I'm from Florida, and if anybody on here from Florida, when y'all thought gator bait was just some B to the S, when I go back to Florida, I'm gonna take you to this European museum when he got all those alligators with the baby heads, because his great ancestors had those damn plantations where they was using black babies for gator bait. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. And I'm gonna show you a picture that depicted. This ain't no fake picture. They painted something in real history where they put them there and they seen them alligators came and got they black bleepity bleep. Tell me I'm lying. This is a postcard. Tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying right now. Somebody right now tell me I'm lying. This ain't just what nobody just printed. These ain't no fake babies. This real talk. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Now, we're gonna deal with history and who already at the museums. But when I said the European know more about you than your own bleepity bleep. Because you playing. This is what they do. This is what they do. Here go Sambo. Look. This is what they think Sambo is. Look. Negroes always showing their teeth. Somebody talk to me. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Anybody out here want to disagree with what I'm saying, tell me I'm lying. I don't pussyfoot over nothing. I don't got to apologize to no damn body. The Dark Target book has no date. Look, the bullseye. Look what they got the black baby. I ain't even got into the second science yet. We steady going in. Look who at all the museums. I told y'all, when I go to the museums and when I go do lectures, it's packed of Europeans and I get a standing ovation. That's why when I told y'all, if I just disappear to Europe, you can't be mad at me. You can't be mad at me when I disappear. You cannot be mad. That's what I be telling Negroes. They know, they study you to a T, and every Negro think it's fake because you got some change. Somebody talk to me, man. We ain't even done. We ain't even halfway in. I'm gonna show you left. This is a portrait of 1904. It's a postcard, and it's from Raphael Tuck and Sons series. Research Raphael Tuck and Sons series, and it's called Coon Studies. And below, I'm gonna show you, it's a plate, and it was made in 1850s, and the plate is from England, and it's one of the oldest pieces in the museum. Look at what they got the European. Look, this is a goddamn postage stamp. Look, Oh, you think this is a joke? Look at the plate. And you're going to deal with these goofy ass Negroes that want you to play. This scholarship. I have a whole library. Every more should be supporting what I'm doing. Every more should be illuminating what these teachings. Look what they say. They say your black bleepity bleep is only good for service. Look how they depict you. Look what they depict as a nigga. This is what a nigga do. And you gonna talk about my nigga. Man, you black. You ain't black, you ain't African. Man, y'all better go on with me. The picture left is of small town minstrel show. That was a minstrel show early as 1947. And in this picture above, I'm gonna show you from the 1900s. The M. Steen Cosmetic Company of New York was one of the nation's leading manufacturers of theoretical makeup and grease paint. Grease paint. They're saying that your black hair ain't nothing. Look, grease paint. Look. Y'all better talk to me. And you're gonna let your babies think their skin is a curse. I'm gonna tell y'all some stuff. It was a history by one of our brothers. I want you to look it up. I don't want to tell you his name. While I'm lecturing somebody, look it up. And our brother wrote The Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys and Girls. And I taught this history, and I'm telling you it's valid today. I'm gonna read the topic of the left and break it down for you. Thanks for the donation. Cash App $ KG Bay. Cash App $ KG Bay. Left is the minstrel joke. It was a book that was published in 1916 by the Weeman brothers in New York. And then the next picture on the left. That's why they don't remove statues now, to hide their past, and we go into the future. Damn right. And then above, I'm gonna show you as recent as the 1960s, the blackface minstrel shows were performed in churches, conventions, centers, high schools, and on college campuses. Tell me I'm lying. And all you want to do is jump around and show your damn teeth. All you want to do is jump around, and this is what was promulgated. This is what they thought what a nigga was to do. This is all they thought your black ass can do. Excuse my candor. To do this, to jolly your ass around. And you are the fathers and mothers of civilization. You are the scholars. Let me break the toppings of these other pictorials. Left is the pervasiveness of Jim Crow attitudes is evident in a postcard, and it's postmarked 1905. The Minstrel Book, 1938, and it was a movie poster from the 1950s. And then the next one is a card, and it's a business card, circa 1940s. I'm gonna show y'all. Here you go. Look at this. Look at this. And you want to learn something from some fool that done got himself caught up in colorable law because he playing and he getting you caught up in a RICO law because he's not a real scholar. He just put on the fence, acting a damn fool. Man, please. I'm gonna tell y'all what this says left. Left during the Jim Crow period, racial segregation permitted every part of American society as evidenced by these objects from the 1920s and 30s. I ain't even got there yet. And above, I'm gonna tell y'all the next. Above, in the 1940s, I hope y'all researching everything I'm saying. In the 1940s, Anderson County, South Carolina was the home of one of the nation's largest fairs of African Americans. So I'm gonna show y'all these library cards and things. And then when I go to the Jim Crow museum, cause I got invited to do the lecture there by the courier of the museum, cause I'm a scholar. What's more, get the offices and get the okay from the curators of a museum to come and do a lecture there, right in the museum. Me, because I'm coming as academia, and that's one of the parts of the Free Information Act or the copyright laws, a scholarship. And a lot of Moors don't know what I'm saying, but who gives a damn? And then next, when I go to Louisiana, I gotta read one more thing what one of my nobles just said. What'd he say? He said, Noble, he said, I'm sorry, but everybody should be continue to giving donations. Hey man, it is what it is, you know. That's why I got my people on here that's gonna block people, but it is what it is. Everybody should be giving donations because this is illumination. I know people that live in Michigan never went to the Jim Crow Museum, never even heard of what I'm talking about. That went to school and got these degrees, the so-called African-American degree, and all you know about is some slavery shit. Excuse my candor. And then I'm gonna show you a postcard that was a part of the Bamford comic. It was a part of the Bamford comic series, and it was called The Black Kids, and it was made in London, circa 1907 to 1915. This was comics. Look what it say. What do it say, y'all? What do it say? Look what it say. This is what they thought about you. This is what they thought about somebody talking about calling themselves black, Negro, African American. Right here. This the Jim Crow era. Stop playing with me. You see what I'm saying? Then I'm going to show you another one. The Jim Crow Jubilee sheet. The music, 1847. And then on the right is a postcard from 1911. Look what they, and this is an 1890s card. And it is a popular cultural expression of the 19th century theories that claim that Negroes would die out. This is right here, a portrait that claimed that Negroes would die out. Because they get our kids with that bullshit colorable stuff. And excuse my candor, everything from darkness come light. Every other color come from darkness. It's not vice versa. And this is what they know. I'm telling you scholarship. They taught your children wrong about the color spectrum. I'm telling you scholarship. And I defend my scholarship amongst anyone. I stand on the corner with a bullhorn and put my life on the line for what I believe in. Point blank. I fear nothing, especially from a dumb Negro. This in their books. I'm telling you scholarship. This is what they think a Negro is. You ain't nothing but a damn slave. And you gonna let some fake ass Negro scholar talk about your blackness, your freedom is connected to blackness. So top, I'm gonna show you a caption on the back reads, Florida. This is early 1900s. This is Negroes rounded up and shot. I'm gonna show y'all, this is on postcards. And then in the bottom, it's a message on back. And it's the picture shows what they do to the bad people of Dale. Tell me I'm lying. This ain't no fake stuff. Tell me I'm lying. What group of people got pictures and stuff that did this to a group of people, to God's people? Man, y'all better stop playing with me and stop being some punks and then letting your own people put you back in slavery. This scholarship. You're not no damn Negro. Period. And until we fall in line and walk out the house synchronized, we're going to always be some chumps. I'm gonna show y'all there is no identity of dating this picture. This is what the goddamn Albion did. This is the picture. This is a damn picnic. Oh, y'all think this fake? We ain't got no pictures of doing this to no damn body. We ain't got no pictures of doing this to nobody. And you gonna let somebody call you a slave and then get mad when you bring up history and when you illuminated this. These are crimes against humanity. Their children's are guilty of crimes against humanity. This is the picture that they put in books. These are the pictures in museums. This is the stuff that you should be showing your babies. And you're going to talk about what about Jesus? I don't care about no Albion Jesus. I care about my ancestors. You better stop playing with me. God is within. And this ain't nothing got to do with no racial stuff. This got to do with understanding who the hell I am. Period. Point blank, Morris. Point blank. Point blank. This is their story. You see the pictures? We can go on. And then they want to tell somebody to forget about it. How are you going to forget about something? And then somebody want to get mad. Don't get mad at me. Get mad at your own damn ancestors. The Negro a beast in the image of God. I got these books for us. Know that the Negro ain't a beast in the image of God. Because they know. Because the European know. It's written. Anybody that's a scholar or a lawyer, tell me I'm lying. Any historian, I don't give a damn what color you are. Tell me I'm lying. Anybody right now on here, tell me I'm lying. You can't. And this is the 1900s, and this was Charles Carroll. Charles Carroll, he wrote The Negro a Beast, and I got this for all my members because I deal with scholarship. Charles Carroll wrote A Negro a Beast, or In the Image of God. And Carroll claimed that white people were made in the image and likeness of God, and that Adam gave birth to the white race only, while Negroes were soulless, immoral, ugly, pre-Adamite beasts. According to Carroll's, race mixings spoils God's racial plan of creation. Are y'all listening to me? Somebody talk to me. Yeah, but you're going to get mad because every European agree with what I'm saying. Oh, let me give y'all another sign. I'm going to read the caption to the left. The left, and then I'm going to read the caption. The left is from a 1950s flyer that was distributed by the Citizens Council of Greater New York Orleans, one of the many white supremacist groups that were founded primarily to oppose racial integration. And everybody want to talk about we need to integrate. Why? Above is the 1960s license plate, and it was mocked two of that decade's slogans, the New Negro and the New Democrat, by portraying Martin Luther King Jr. and Lyndon B. Johnson as rats. So let me read the first one. This is what I be telling Negroes every time they give up their rights and they publishing. No disrespect again to some Jewish or some people. And I tell you, the artists, this is what they thought about you when y'all go to these universities, to these Duke University. They ain't want your black bleepity bleep there from the damn jump. So watch this. Notice. Stop. Listen to what I'm saying. Help save the youth of America. Don't buy Negro records. If you don't want to serve Negroes in your place of business, yep, then don't have Negro records on your jukebox or listen to Negro records on the radio. The screaming, the idiotic words, and the savage music of their records. But we know the Beatles was fake, and when they killed a lot of our indigenous people for they can take the music. I'm telling you what I know. These records are undermining the morals of our white youth in America. Call the advertisers of the radio stations that play this type of music and complain to them. Don't let your children buy or listen to these Negro records. For additional copies of this circular, write Citizens Council of Greater New York, Orleans, Inc., 509 Delta Building, New Orleans, Louisiana, 70112. Yeah. And then here go the picture of Lyndon Johnson and Martin Luther King as rats. So who lying? I ain't lying to you. I don't have no reason to you. I'm gonna illuminate to history. A portrayal of black women as nurturers is apparent on a postcard marked 1905, another postcard marked 1910, and a 1920 photography. A photography of what they painted when they said you ain't good for nothing but to give your good melanin to their babies. That's nurturers. Y'all don't get mad at me. Yeah, look at it. They got you pictured as some stupid ass monkey. Look at you. They got the slave with that good milk in it. Come on, man. Y'all better stop playing with me. Somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. I'm gonna keep reading y'all the topics. 1931, the edition of the story of Little Black Sambo. 1940 edition of Little Brown Cocoa. And then right is a picture of all of the common caricatures of blacks were represented in games. Players of often children receive messages through a game's graphic and text that blacks were lazy or deviant and deserved to be mocked or hurt. This game is from the 1880s. So this is the first one. Yeah. Yeah. Somebody talk to me. Scholarship. Scholarship. So we're going to deal with it. And I ain't even got into the second one yet. Left is the 1910 edition of the story of Little Black Sambo. This was from Reilly in Britain, and it was one of the many knockoffs of Helen Bannerman's 1899 original. Here's what they thought about your black bleepity bleep. Nothing but a damn slave. They had stories, plays, all this. Yeah. We gonna dig with it. The black children have portrayed as pickaninnies in many books, including Topsy Turvy and the Easter Bunny in 1939, All About Little Black Sambo, 1917, and What Happened to Squash Boo. Squash Boo. Squash Boo. Squash Boo. Squash Boo. Look. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Y'all better talk to me, man. And then I'm gonna give you a postcard, a postmark. This was in 1906. The top is the postmark, 1911. The bottom is a postmark of 1906. Look at this. Look at this. Look. I'm trying to tell you what I know. But if we so dirty, if we so this, thank for the donation, why they want you to raise their babies? And then this picture is the 1940 Valentine's card. It demeans romantic relations involving African Americans. Look at this. Look at this B to the S. Look at this. Look at this. And then y'all look at the cartoon with the Bugs Bunny back in the day. Same thing depicting the black. Look, y'all see it. This is a Valentine's card. Look how the student, once I show y'all how they words this. Look at my master. Look at this. Valentine's Day. Woo, woo, woo. Gratitude to you and thanks for the donations. This is what our children need to know, that they're not Negro, black, and colored. Here go Topsy. Let me read this to y'all. Topsy was a song made popular by the sisters Rosetta and Vivian Duncan, an American vaudeville duo. The sheet music is from the 1924. Look at them. Here go Topsy. Look at their album. Look. And I hate to be loud and speak like that, but you see it. You see it with your face. Thanks for the donation. And you tell me I'm lying. You're going to identify as a damn nigga. And you're going to let your kids say freedom is connected to some blackness. You got to be freaking crazy. Images of the Tom caricature found on a matchbook from the 1920s and a 1910 postcard. Here it is right here. This is what right here. This is a 1910 postcard, stamps. This is what they had in circulation. Tell me I'm lying. This is what they thought about your black bleepity bleep. This all you can do is serve massa, because the only thing blacks are is created here in the States as a damn slave. And then you let rappers talk about kill your masters. Well then, I mean that you a slave and black. And I don't have no master. Here go a postcard of a happy time, and the date is unknown. Look what they got here. Sweeping up, master. Let me sweep up this dog, S-H-I-T. Look how they write it. They sure make you feel good, master. This is how they talk about you. They think you stupid as hell. And you're going to go around and act like you stupid. You're going to let your children think they stupid. We more scholars. And here I'm going to show you a 1940s postcard from the Asheville Postcard Company. Both deride and warns black Americans. And then I'm going to show you some about the darky preacher. And listen to the vernacular that it says when I say they have overseers. Let me show y'all the picture. This is what they call the darky preacher. This is a darky preacher, scared a sucker. Gonna come preach that colorable slavery to our people. And let me tell you how he made them talk. Listen, sister and brethren, you must give up your devilish way. Give up all your wickedness, or the good Lord. It'll make you pay. Man, I don't even want to go on that. I ain't even finna go on that goofy stuff. I'm gonna show you another postcard, and it was back in 1907, showing the talented black servant. Got your black bleeply bleep on skates. Yeah, don't get mad at me for illuminating history. Don't get mad at me. Look at the cups. Look at all this. This is what they said you are. This is what they said your black bleeply bleep was. A damn caricature. A mockery. Yeah. And I ain't even into the history. I ain't even deep into it. A postcard postmark, 1926. I know my empress calling me, but you call Shine back. I see what you want, if you don't mind. A postcard postmark, 1924, with black men as indistinguishable times. Here go the indistinguishable time. This all you can do. This all you can do. Massa. For the European for some money, because they know a nigga do anything for some money. A nigga will sell a whole operation out for 75 cents. That's what they showing you do, sucker Negroes. And a postcard copyrighted 1951 by Tickcore Brothers and Company. A darkish prayer, and this in Florida. If I get in this gator's mouth, I'll just be fit for burying. That's why I praise that he turns out to be a vegetarian. They make a mockery of it. You see it. You read it. You read it for yourself. And you tell me if I'm lying to y'all. And you don't want me to teach your babies history. We can illuminate ourselves in laws and history. Real talk. Y'all want to see something? Here go the narrative that black children are alligator bait. And it's apparent in these postcards from 1930. This postcard from 1930s. Because they have you take pictures of certain shit. And then I'm telling you what I know. And then they have you buy. Oh, y'all think he just made up pictures? Look at the detail of these pictures. Look at the details. And y'all think I'm telling y'all a joke. Look at the picture. This is what they saw. This is real science. Y'all better talk to me. Man, y'all better talk to me. Thanks for the donation. And then I'm going to show y'all another one. This is exactly a real portrait of exactly what happened. This is a portrait of what they did. This ain't no fake, baby. Look at the picture. Look at the detail. Look, this is a portrait. This is real. Y'all think this is some made up B to the S. The European is upset. They'll cry. They got monuments in Florida. Y'all think this is some made up, this gator bait. Tell me I'm lying. Anybody tell me I'm lying. Anybody can tell me I'm lying. And I stand down. And I stand down. You can't. You can't. Here go the nigger. Grotesque image of black woman from unknown book. This is an unknown book. This is the image that Henry Louis Gates Jr. found the most disturbing in his museum. This is what he found the disturbing. Look, this is what they depicted of our Asiatic woman. This B to the S. Y'all see this? Y'all see this? And all y'all want to do is be friendly. And people don't want to come in and support our brother and sister that's doing real science. That's illuminating history. This is their caricature. This that Jim Crow B to the S. Somebody talk to me, man. And you talking about you got a degree in African American studies. You don't have no degree. You got some bull crap in slavery. Skin brighteners. Like this was the product made in 1946 and were popular during the Jim Crow period in the United States. And today they are popular in many countries. Tell me I'm lying. And now you got our people in our continents bleaching their skin. I told y'all history repeat itself. If you don't know who you are, they're gonna let you tell you that your skin is evil. And in the Bible, the great God Allah, the great God Yahweh never coached nobody's skin black. Look at the Buddhists, look at everybody. Their prophet and messiahs is depicted in their skin tone. Black, blue, all these colors. You've been played. Give Caesar back what's his. The great God Allah never cursed your skin black. Period. But he's cursed a people, a generation and their children. Research the science, man. Small planter souvenirs object in circa 1930s. Look at they depicting. Look how they depicted. Look how they depicted the nigga. The nigga. Now, so a person can feel all they want to. Now, I'm gonna show y'all. On top is Lucky's Brown oil in 1930. But I'm gonna show y'all what my empress really got pissed off. And I said, Empress, and she was like, honey, and we cried, we hugged. She was like, that's why I love you and I love the work you're doing. Yep, that's right. And my empress, we hugged. She was like, that's why I love it. And she's like, I understand the work you're doing. And my empress was like, I'll never get in your way. I'm telling you, this is what my empress said. Because she cried. We both cried. She said, a lot of these kids don't know this. These kids got degrees in so-called African-American history. They never been to the Jim Crow Museum. They never heard of what you're talking about. You should teach all our people. And when I'm gone, I'm gone. And then the bottom is a postcard from 1909. Look at this. When they look at what they say tulips is. This will really have my wife laughing and crying at the same time. My empress was laughing and crying at the same time. Because she said, why they don't know about this? She said, I'll never get in your way illuminating our people. She said, I know brothers and people that went to school that don't know this. And that's the work I'm doing. And I set some up for donations that won't cost a lot for my brothers and sisters. And then now we getting ready to do business. This is what tulips was to them. This is what tulips was to them. Look at this BS. Look at this. And you tell me you got to conform to something. And you don't know your rights of indigenous people and your religious rights. Man, you better stop playing with me. Here go a 1950s fishing lure demonstrating the racist imagery. And it was common with everyday objects. And then you wonder why these Jews and these Europeans make all our videos showing our women's bodies. They breasts and they rear ends. Look what they depict. Look what that is. This is what they think we are. Some damn savages. A beast. And a beast is an animal. I'm telling y'all, that's what a nigga is. Y'all better listen to what I'm telling y'all. Here go a ceramic piece, and this was sold in 1950s. Look at her, and back in the 1950s, here she got her looking back at it with this. This is what they think about you. This is what they think you only good for, is this B to the S. And we ain't gonna rise above this madness, and we gonna let our entertainers be scholars. The scholars, I'm right here. Ain't I Yo Honey? And this is a postcard, and it was in the 1906 by the White City Art Company. Look how it's saying it, ain't I Yo Company? Look, this is a postcard. Look at this. And I'm making something up, huh? I ain't making nothing up. And you telling me you don't want me to teach your children history and more science? Please. That's why when I'm gone, I'm gone. Here go more to face bleach. Back and they put in the magazine, tell you your skin ain't nothing. And they know damn well that the great God Allah, Yahweh, never cursed you with no black skin. I guess wind back to Dixie. Here go a postcard back in 1910 showing angry black women as sapphire. Showing angry black women as sapphire. Look at it. Look at this. Man, y'all better stop playing with me. Man, y'all better stop playing with me. And then when y'all don't understand how they making everybody the angry black woman, all these goofy ass movies, act like we ain't there in our children's life. Well, let me tell you something. Our brothers and sisters never made it an issue for our Asiatic women to work. Y'all done took on the responsibility of European women and Albion women. No disrespect. With that women's right B to the S. No disrespect. Here go a 1951 set of novelty cocktail mixers. Here go cocktail mixers of what they thought about your black bleepity bleep. This is what they thought about your black. Look, they got your ass on the pole, dance on a goddamn tree, a coconut tree. Man, y'all better stop playing with me. Everything was programmed and predicted. Man, y'all better stop playing with me, man. And here go to a song by Lou Dockstader. Words by Gene Jefferson. Music by Leo Friedman. Published by Soul Bloom. Coon, coon, coon. You a coon. Oh, here go the song, and I laugh about it because history repeat itself. Why? Because they got Negroes selling themselves out for some money called "I'll kill a nigga, I'll shoot a nigga." So you might as well say coon, because you sold yourself out for a couple dollars. Period, man. And y'all know I'm telling the truth. Left, I'm gonna show y'all a page of an unknown book. And then the next, I'm gonna show you an obvious image of blacks on a postcard in 1907. The postcard say, "Don't think you are the only coon in town. There are others, and not so lazy." Did you guys hear what I said, ISIS? Yeah. It said, I'm gonna show y'all a postcard. It says, "Don't think you are the only coon in town. There are others, and not so lazy." Look at this. Coon. You a coon. Coon. Huh? This is what they depict you as. Somebody tell me I'm lying. You don't want none of my lip hay? 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 Here you go, right here. Oh, don't get mad at me. This how they said we communicated with each other. Oh, what? Yeah. Postcard from 1909. This is what they think about a Negro. Always acting a damn fool. We gonna play. Yeah. Top is the bebop toy in 1950s, and the bottom is a postcard marked 1909. And you gonna get mad at me for illuminating history, but you ain't gonna support your brother. And we're gonna let Europeans give the narrative. I'll never die poor and broke. Never. Because I'm a scholar and I'm illuminating history, and Europeans pay me for what I'm saying. And I come back to my own brothers and sisters. That's why you slaves for life. Because you're gonna let history repeat itself. Now top left, the 1980s. And it's a postcard in the 1940s. And bottom is a postcard, 1911. And then above is a postcard from 1905 with the portrait of black men as happy servants. Look at this garbage. This is what they think about you. Look, a servant. Look. What'd he say? I'm on home defense now. I have been hustling for a long living. And then they got you just, all you can do is serve. Look, they got you as a freaking caricature. Man, y'all better stop playing with me. A postcard in 1911. And then on the right is the card with no date. The Granger and Company in Buffalo. And on this postcard is Mr. Swell's Dressender, the 4th Independent. And look at, they got the little so-called Negro about to blow something up. Look, man, let me let you look at it. Let me let you look at this. Let me let you look at it. Oh, and this is one of my favorites. And a safe and reliable baking powder too. There is a new coon in town. Here go a new coon in town. Here go a new coon in town. This is their demonstration. Tell me I'm lying. Yeah. Here go animalistic. Here go an animalistic portrait of African American on postcards in 1908 when they want to make you look like an animal. Look, look. Don't get mad at the science. Oh, the science is real, man. Yeah. And top is a postcard marked 1909. And the bottom is a trade card in circa 1880s. And the bottom is a postcard right 1910. This is the Allen Fruit Vineyard. And then the next one, this is what he says. He says, say, honey, hey, you never wine right? Listen, you don't even know what I just said. Look at the beat. Look at it. Just like in Friday, when they made Q Daddy a dog catcher, they knew what they was doing. But see, I look beyond the one layer. Have always said, and now repeat, my health and due to cream of white, cream of wheat. Y'all see cream of wheat? Look what they got in the back. That was the first cream of wheat post. And y'all go buy that racist shit. Excuse my candor. Y'all see the cream of wheat dude in the back? Tell me I'm lying. This is the first postage. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Everything is off slavery. Everything off the backs of us. Tell me I'm lying. Yeah. Yeah. A postcard postmarked 1908 expressed the narrative that dogs hate black people. That's the thing. Dogs hate black people. That's the same narrative in Friday. Why? Because Ice Cube Daddy was what? A dog chaser. What? The dog bit him in the ass, didn't it? Here go the narrative that dogs hate black people. Are y'all listening to me? That's why our prophet said you don't keep a dog in the house because the hairs will get in your throat and can kill you. Y'all ain't listening to me. Are y'all listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth? Nope. Nope. The postcard postmark 1904 suggests that even black children are prone to violence. That even black kids are prone to violence. Here you go. Here you go. Where you give a black kid anything, they'll cut their own freaking head off. Give a straight razor to a kid that we use for shaving our face, they'll cut their own head off. That's why they compare your ass as a nigga. You ain't nothing. They compare your ass as a slave, as a minority. Are y'all telling me? Are y'all listening to me? That's why they ain't want your black bleepity bleep to have no weapons. Y'all ain't listen to me. That's why a nigga kill himself over anything. Somebody talk to me, man. Yeah. And y'all want to play. Nobody gave their fool around my galaxy that raise up. Look. Yeah. And you want to play. And you want to let your kids call themselves bitches and Negroes and shake their ass all day. Like that's all we are. And they program this. They just making money off of you. If you're going to do that, make money off yourself. I'm going to show you all a postcard of 1914. A top is a dice game used for advertisement. It was the 1920s. And then the bottom is a 1940s notepad. Because this is what they said is our monopoly. This is what they said Negroes do. Is they shoot craps. Y'all, yeah. Yeah. They depict the Negroes, everything. All these Negroes do is shoot craps. They ain't no damn trustworthy. They'll split all their money on a damn dream. Yeah. A postcard marked 1927. Look. I hope y'all understand what it's depicting. I can't get all into it because I'm almost done. And left is the running nigger. Yep, what I said, the running nigger. It was a target with bullet holes in 1960s. This is what they use. This is a real target. It's called the running nigger with real bullets. With real bullets. Somebody talk to me. This was in the 1960s. And above, I'm going to show you a 1940s wooden head used as a target in the carnival games. Here go the first one. Somebody tell me I'm lying. And you want to call yourself a nigger. Here go the other one picture. Yeah. Yeah. So somebody talk to me. And you gonna let these lying ass sheets talk about this, you black and this. Here go a matchbook from 1930s showing black man with oversized genitalias. I hope y'all follow what I'm saying. Look what I'm saying. You ain't seeing what I'm saying. They tell you, they laugh at you. Only thing your black bleep 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 is good for is breeding and acting a damn fool. Throw your ass in the arena and entertain. Somebody better talk to me. Photograph from a Klan initiation in 1960s. Up in the museum. And I get in a Quran, because I got the Quran over there. The Quran, y'all know what I'm talking about? I got all they stuff. And that's why I'm telling you, oh, let me show y'all something else. They record label. When I show you they ain't want you to play your records, well, here is Johnny Rebel. Is the pseudo of Clifford Joseph Trahan. When I say a pseudium, your pen name, like Flavius Josephus is a pen name. So Johnny Rebel is the pseudonym of Clifford Joseph Trahan, who made racist recordings in the 1960s on the Red Rebel label. Research it. And then all these Europeans, when they take their damn, and these Albions, when they take their damn sheet off, these your freaking politicians. But they doing things under their pseudonym. Y'all better listen to what I'm saying. Under their rebel records. Under their damn rebel records. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Somebody tell me I'm lying. And then you got top is the Klan certificate from New Jersey chapter 1986. When I be telling y'all I know every Negro that's in Negro Masonry and European Masonry. I know every Negro that's in a Greek fraternity because you signed the charter and that's what they hold over you. And bottom is the red time. The label and songs have been recently recorded and placed online. This is the Rev Time recordings. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. Tell me I'm lying. You can't. You can't. And they talk about some Bible, and these Europeans are burning the damn cross, and these Albions are burning the cross, and you gonna talk about some Bible. They don't believe in no damn Bible. Man, you better go on with that garbage, man. They put their hand on the chlorine. Matter of fact, hold on, I'm gonna go grab it, and I'm gonna show you something. Yeah, they better stop playing with me. Ice, we do have to take one more leave. This is what I'm saying. Okay. All right. So, my cousin over here laughing. So, y'all see this? The chlorine of the women of the Ku Klux Klan? This is the chlorine of the women of the Ku Klux Klan. Y'all see this? This is their book. Just like when I tell y'all in Masonry, you got the daughters of American Revolution that wear the white fez with the gold tassel, and then you will always let a Negro tell you something about your science, but they won't illuminate the science to a European that's taking your science and then put it back to you as our imagery. Islam Moore, somebody talk to me. Somebody talk to me. That's the daughters of American Revolution that wear the white fez. Just like this right here, what all my members got, this is the chlorine or the Quran of the Ku Klux Klan. That's why when I tell you, everybody is the sons of Muslim. And when you know laws and degrees, they bow down because I operate on supreme wisdom. I'm telling you, everywhere I go, I'm known as a noble, as a Moor. I'm not a Negro. I'm telling you what I know, and a lot of Negroes don't understand what I'm saying because they're not in the arena that I'm in. Most of the Negroes are on a lower level. I'm just telling you the truth of what I'm telling you. And it ain't like I'm bigger than nobody. I'm telling you what I know. The European know exactly who you are. The European know exactly who you are. So I want to leave that right there. Tomorrow I'm going to get into this one because I don't even want to jump into this one yet. I ain't even jumped into this one. This is going to be tomorrow. We illuminate. Now I want to give too much. This is going to be part 2 tomorrow, man. And when I go to Michigan, when I build, I'm going to come at y'all every day for almost 3 weeks. Science, history. I'm going to go on the binge to show you, I'm going to illuminate law and history to show you you've been lied to. And when I'll be in Flint on the 10th of next month, I'm going to be there building with some Moors. I'm going to be in Detroit. I'm going to be traveling because I'm building something. And I told y'all, man, if Moors are not on the level of going farther, you will be left behind. Because I'm dealing with my people that want this, just like Cheers. I deal with an organization, and I deal with people that have went to colleges and like they've been lied to, and they say this is not a problem being a member and a student of my schooling, because we're moving. Just like our clothing line, a lot of stuff we're popping. So I'm telling Moors right now, we are a people and we are a business. So I'm illuminating everything. And if you want to be a member and a student, please send me an email to Goodman Khary, Khary @gmail.com, and I'll send you a copy of our syllabus and our enrollment package. If you donated $10, please send me an email so I can send you your 3 PDF books and that 14th Amendment law. That's to let you know it's constitutional. With that being said, Morris, any other questions? Because I'm done. But I'm telling y'all, man, when I'm going, I'm going. I got to say what one of my nobles just said. He was like, all this information you just gave. He was like, all this science, and Morris should give $5 or $10. He's like, this is worth way more than $5 or $10. And this is not me speaking. And I want to give gratitude. He said, there's no way that Morris don't give $20. And you giving 7 books of your own PDF books for $40, and the science that you've given. And this is a noble. He got his degree in African American studies. He said he didn't know none of this science. And he said he didn't know none of the international law that I give. And this is all that I'm saying. He said all the books that he been following me for 2 months. He said in 2 months he learned what 6 years of getting his degrees in fake African American studies. This is the brother that's giving testimony. So whatever. Any other questions?
Just the book about the black boys.
Yep. Let me see now. And I got these books to y'all too. It's by one of our nobles, because I don't like to destroy his name, man. And it's by I got to give you the name of the conspiracy to destroy black boys and black girls. I don't want to destroy our brother name, because when I lectured on him in college, he signed a book for me. You know what I mean? And I didn't want to murder the brother name. So if somebody can say the name the right way, because I'll be murdering the noble name.
Can't pronounce it.
Did you see what the name was, Isis?
Yeah.
Where was it at? And then I'll give it to you. And I got all his books. And that's why when I be telling Morris, I'll read it. I'll be telling Morris, nothing new under the sun. Our brothers and sisters been doing this for a long time. Sheikh Anna Diop, Ivan Van Sertima. You know what I mean? Francis Cross Wilson, Amos Wilson, all our brothers. Jawanza Kunjufi. Jawanza Kunjufi. And I know I'm saying it right, but I just don't like when people say my name wrong. I'll be like, man, just call me Mr. Goodman. You know, when people like Kahari, Carrie, Kareem. I'm like, how the hell you get Kareem out of Kareem? The Y sound like it's silent or I. So what the brother name is Jawanza Kunjufi. And all his series is The Conspiracy to Destroy Black Boys. And I got all the books. I did a lecture on it, and it's still valid to this day. And it's still valid to this day, I promise you. And that's why I say when grown men be like, well, we didn't know this. It ain't no reason why you don't know. You don't know because you choose not to know. You don't know because you choose not to know. And all these brothers and sisters, like these brothers taught on campuses, because they were like, man, I'm not going to die poor and broke. So a lot of their teachings and lectures were with Europeans. And they said, we're going to deal with academia. That's why I went and got my degrees in the real world. So I can know I know. Not just on no belief system. So I can set pseudo-academia down. So I can bring my table and chair to any meeting and come from scholarship. And prove my plight on scholarship and not on what I think. And so that's why when I tell Morris, I set an organization up and a school and a building to let Moors know what we can support and what we should do. You know? Right? Yep. So I just wanted to leave that out there, man. I was just texting somebody. Somebody was hitting me. So don't mind me saying that. But I'm done, man. And like I tell Morris, what I'm doing and what we're doing, we're building something, and it's worth value. And so I'll ask all Morris that come on my page, just please courteous, send a donation. Send a $10 donation and get literature for we can learn. We should write our own narrative. And I'm not here to argue with brothers over their connotated or arbitrary explanation over some religious dogma. That's not what I'm here to do. You know? So that's what I be telling people. I'm like, listen, man, this is worth something. We'll send our children to all these other institutions and spend money furiously, thinking the trick it can make us right. But then when our brothers and sisters do something that's righteous, we don't deal with it. You know? Yep. Yep. So with that being said, I'm done, man. Any questions, Morris? But thanks for the donations, man. And if y'all want to be students, because we go in a place and this science needs to be illuminated, and we need to take this to the four corners of academia. We need to come out from behind these walls. And more science is not some boys club. More science is something for you, your family, your children. More science is nothing with this is not illegal. Anything about this science and the More Science Temple can be looked up in the CCRD. We do things legally and lawfully. So I want that to be known. This is a movement, and we are resurrecting ourselves. This is the uniting of Asia. I want to be clear on that. More science is not some man-made religion, and no man, no woman can nationalize you or denationalize you. I want that to be clear. So as I close, any questions? Please. Yeah, I have PayPal, but I don't like dealing with PayPal, but I do have PayPal. It's PayPal. Let me see. It's PayPal me/Ibna LB7. PayPal.me/IBNA LB7. That's my PayPal. PayPal.me/IBNA ELBY7. But a lot of, and I gotta say this before I leave, a lot of people be saying, well, I don't deal with this and then deal with that. And then I asked him more, have you ever dealt with Cash App? He said no. And I said, well, how can you even speak on something that you never dealt with? Like, well, I don't trust Cash App. Well, you trust PayPal? And that's what I be saying about Negroes, no disrespect to no one. Here it is, a Negro say, well, I don't trust Cash App. And I say, well, have you ever dealt with Cash App? He say, no. And I said, well, you trust PayPal. Have you ever dealt with PayPal? No. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with us? We just be making excuses. So I leave that with brothers and sisters. If an institution said, this is how they order, this is how you buy books, and they say you must download this, you can't call that institution, and I'm not saying you know, I'm just using that as an analogy, and say, well, okay, well, I want to buy the books, but do y'all got another way that I can send the money? And they show you this is how they accept the money. And then a person say, well, I don't use that, I use this. Well, they say, well, you don't want to deal with me. And I'm not saying you particular. And this is what I be saying when we do this to each other, and we come with our people all disrespectively and with the wrong energy. And I'm like, why do we do each other like that and come with our brothers and sisters with the wrong energy? So any questions before I leave? Moors. And this message will be deleted. Because like I said, I'm not sharing more. I done this over and over. I'm going to do it live again tomorrow. I don't care about it being on the internet or on YouTube. Don't make me no difference. Any questions? Because I do like to leave the floor with some questions. And one of my nobles like, please leave this on YouTube because the people need to see it. I might leave it up for a day or two and then I'll delete it. Any questions? And I'll wait for 1 minute and then I'm good and I'm done because I gotta go get some more waters. My Empress been blowing me up.
She said we better go too because we've been here all day.
What'd she say? Oh, we better go?
Get some water. I ain't going because
I know. That's what she said?
Yeah.
All right.
I'll take it out.
So I'm about to get up out of here, Moors. I love y'all, man. Islam. Tomorrow we're going to do part 2. Part 2 tomorrow going to be watermelons, nooses, and straight razors. Cash App, $ KG Bay for lecture donations. Islam and Islam.